Join Together Atlantic County would like to introduce Don Rogers, a person in long-term recovery, graduate of Egg Harbor Township High School, and employee of the Recovery Village Cherry Hill at Cooper.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm going to start with a little video, and thank you for watching. My name's Don. I'm a person in long-term recovery. What that means, I haven't had a drink or a drug in over 10 years. My story is simple. It's not unique. I grew up in West Atlantic City, South Jersey, went to Egg Harbor Township school systems, middle-class family, great parents, younger sister, and played sports my whole life. That was my dream. That was my everything, was to play sports, succeed, and enjoy life. Got introduced to drugs and alcohol when I was about 15. I started with marijuana and alcohol. Quickly progressed after an injury in high school to pain medication, prescription opioids, Percocet, and in the end, crack cocaine and heroin. I had an opportunity senior year of high school to go to Rider University which is a Division I AA college, to play soccer. I showed up at their doorstep, 30 pounds lighter than when they see me at a showcase tournament. I had a full-blown crack cocaine, pain medication, opioid addiction. I couldn't stop smoking weed, and I lost that opportunity. Barely made it out of Rider. Came home with a full-blown heroin habit and a cocaine habit. I couldn't stop. I was lost. It was the bitter end, in a sense, where my probation officer said, you're either going to go to prison or you're going to go to treatment. I had already been in and out of county jail. That didn't work. I was facing 3 years in prison, or I could go to treatment. So I went to treatment for 18 months. I came home, and the process of recovery started. And today I sit before you, person in long-term recovery. I have a beautiful family. I'm raising a daughter. We have a child on the way. I have a beautiful family that believes in me and wants to help me. I went back to school and got a license, got a certification. I'm still in trainings. I'm now in the field of helping people. I work for a phenomenal organization called Seabrook right here in New Jersey, where I help people every day. That's my passion. I play soccer again. I play ice hockey again, right? I've reclaimed everything I lost in addiction in recovery. It's the best, but most fruitful but hardest experience I continue to go through. It's a full-time job, right? Taking care of myself, my family, and being a man in recovery. My message today is you don't have to travel down that road. If you or you know somebody who struggles with substance use disorder, addiction, this disease, reach out, ask for help, talk about it, and start the conversation, and understand and know that there is hope, there is help, and people do recover. Hey everybody, I want to thank JTAC, Lori, and Kathy McFadden, and everybody, Bob Zlotnick, Atlantic Prevention Resources, for the opportunity to share a little bit about my story. Again, my name is Don Rogers. I'm a person in long-term recovery, and what that means is I haven't had a drink or a drug now over 12 years. So that video was about 2 years ago. I put that together for a few venues, and it still rings true. Today, in addition to that video, I have another daughter. Her name's Grace. She's 1 year today. Bryn, who saw, is 4 today. I changed jobs, so I'm currently the Director of Community Outreach at the Recovery Village Cherry Hill at Cooper, and where I oversee, all aspects of outreach, and still in a position to help, many people. My experience with Atlantic Prevention Resources was a gold mine for me. Just being introduced to, thought leaders in the community, in the recovery community, being introduced to people that care, that have empathy, that are making a difference and impacting, the community every day in regards to helping people and families through prevention, treatment, advocacy, etc. And, I really believe that it's my mission to kind of live this out, and do the best I can to help people. But it hasn't always been like that. when I was introduced to the drugs and alcohol, even well before I was introduced, I always grew up, wanting to people please, wanting to be a part of, never really truly felt comfortable in my own skin. Always wanted to be, the showcase and stand out, etc. Always seeking attention. So I found that in athletics. I found that on the soccer field. I found that in the hockey court. I found that on the baseball field, the football field. My two main sports that I played were, hockey and soccer. It's where I was absorbed. It's where I felt most comfortable. It's what I enjoyed to do. And I could just remember, like, I was the kid that, before school, I was out there playing soccer or playing hockey. But after school, I was the kid till, sundown, well into sundown, with a hockey stick in my hand, skating down the street, shooting at an empty net, just feeling alive, and sports was everything for me. I put all my faith and trust in, the athletic programs, from Pleasant Woods to Egg Harbor Township. I grew up with a lot of coaches who, some still are, I look up to today. And I could just remember every day throughout the weekend, like my family taking me from one venue to the next, from street hockey to soccer, back to street hockey, back to soccer, to ice hockey. And that was like my life. It was just a constant adrenaline rush, right? Of going to playoffs and championships and tournaments. And, it was thrill seeking. It was great. It was something that I found in my childhood that, pretty much was my identity. And, as I progressed through like elementary, middle school, I was promised the world and had all this potential and, pretty much got complacent, right, in life. And my focus really was 110%, zoomed in on athletics. And I lost sight of really what was most important, like school, education, family, friends, etc. My whole life revolved around, the focus of what I was, pursuing, which was, soccer or hockey. I got injured really early on in high school. That led to some trauma in my life. Because of my injury, I couldn't play. So that resulted in, continuous, some grief, some depression, isolation, fear of missing out, not being a part of everything that I talked about previously. I couldn't engage in anymore. And it was a traumatic experience for me, right? Getting injured, not being able to play. So what did I do? I turned to my peers, people that, I thought believed in me, that were my friends. And I was introduced to drugs and alcohol. That progressed significantly throughout my high school years. I ended up, with multiple arrests prior to college, getting into college. When I came home from college, my addiction progressed to, as you heard, harder drugs, crack cocaine and heroin. I accumulated more charges, ended up going in and out of jail, put on probation. And the ultimatum was pretty much set. It was either I'm going to end up, the rest of my life in and out of jail or dead, or I could find this thing that I kept hearing about, recovery, getting better. So I entered into a 12-step program, still had trouble grasping the concept of recovery. I couldn't stop using drugs. More trouble came along my way. Finally ended up getting, pushed into treatment. Which saved my life. So like my war story and my addiction story is not, again, unique. It's very similar to most. And what I mean by that is like the bitter end was very similar, right? Degradation, dereliction, hopelessness. I was afraid. I was fragile, vulnerable, and I couldn't stop getting high, right? So when I went to treatment and came home, I started to embrace the process of recovery, right? I plugged in to the 12-step program that I knew was always going to be there. I got a sponsor, started helping people. I got into the field of helping others, went back to school, got a degree. That training that I was talking about in in the video I now completed as a motivational interviewer, I'm able to really, walk with families and individuals that, are seeking recovery down that path. And just continuing to expand my efforts to help people. I bought a beautiful home here in Monmouth County, New Jersey, married today, 2 beautiful little girls. I still play soccer on Wednesday and Thursday nights at the local men's league here. So I'm able to fulfill that and keep exercising, what I love to do, work out, stay in shape. I'm still in school, trying to really reach my master's degree and obtain another license. And life is good today, right? So my message is real simple. Like, you don't have to travel down that road that I traveled of heartache and disappointment and consequences, negative, and just the chaos. Like if you're struggling or somebody who's struggling, there's outlets today, right now, where you can find help, get help, and stop the cycle, and save yourself a lot of pain and misery, right? Because as an athlete, I never really learned how to stop. It was always go, 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 right? Win, 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 get over, work hard, don't complain. Recovery taught me the opposite. It taught me when to stop, when to ask for help, how to find balance, how to find structure. And I apply it to my life today. So, recovery is possible. All you have to do is reach out to, our friends at JTAC or Land Prevention Resources or whomever. My line phone is always on. I'm always happy to help people and talk with people, with families. And just know that you can get help and there are solutions to, what appears to be an ultimatum and a problem. You can get the help you need. And now more than ever is the time to reach out. With everything going on with COVID and the status and current situation of our community and society, and how the death-related overdoses are continuing to increase, mental health is significantly increasing as well. People need help. And sometimes it's just talking to somebody to help yourself understand and to just have that empathetic ear and some support. So I want to again thank everybody. Thanks for watching. Happy holiday season. And I look forward to meeting some people in the near future and hope to do this again. So thank you very much.